Women's Olympic qualifying tournament, and what a tournament it proved to be. No one could have scripted a tenser situation going into the final day's games at Hartley Vale. With only 5 teams to go through to Atlanta, every game had something riding on it, and that something was an Olympic Games qualifying place. Korea against Canada, China Argentina, the hosts against GB, and Netherlands against Germany. In that first game, Korea, already safe, took the lead against Canada with a well-struck goal from Cho at a penalty corner. And that goal really did spell the end of any Atlanta dreams for Canada. But what a fine strike it was from Cho. It gave the Korean supporters in the crowd plenty to cheer about, but for the Canadian defender, it left her playing down the wrong line. China had to beat the world champions and then hope for the best to keep their Olympic dreams alive, but Neto had other ideas, with a typically exuberant opening goal for the Argentinians. And just for a few moments, Cape Town looked more like Buenos Aires as the celebrations went on. And Neto really has turned herself into one of the most feared strikers in the world of women's hockey. But it was Karina Masotta who set it all up with a typical run of hers, full of vision and full of threat. Neto's finish clinical. But within 2 minutes, their inexperienced opponents gave themselves an unexpected lifeline when Yang, seen here, produced a Chinese cracker right into the roof of the net. And didn't she and her teammates enjoy that one? So 1-1, let's enjoy it again. The benefits for all to see of a hard hit cross, and getting a shot on target is all that matters in those situations. That goal seemed to rattle the Argentinians, who looked under greater threat than their opponents for large periods of the game, despite the fact that their place in Atlanta was already safe. And worse was to come for the Argentinians, as we see here. With China sweeping forward, they must win this game, remember. Trying to find a way into the circle. Good powerful play, it's come across. The keeper in trouble, and a penalty stroke given. The goalkeeper there clearly seen to be palming away a dropping ball. And what a look of relief. I think she felt she'd blown the chances for her team there, but they have another chance from this penalty spot. It'll be Yang again. Can she keep her head? And she does. Well, at least until after the execution. 2-1. Fine penalty there from Yang. But would that win be enough? The hosts had found the going tough and came up against an on-song Great Britain side in their final match. Britain, under coach Sue Slocum, wired for sound here on the bench, had found a balance and determination built around a strong defence and a redoubtable team spirit. This new look Britain personified by this move coming up. Jane Sixsmith, busy as ever, into the circle, crosses it, and Rona Simpson, a clinical strike, but Sixsmith will take the applause and the thanks of Simpson. She did the spade work, and Simpson provided the finish. Let's enjoy it again from our camera behind the goal. Sixsmith's always so strong in these situations, getting in a telling cross despite being at full stretch, and Simpson, no mistake. And that proved to be the only goal of the game, enough for Great Britain of course. But going into this tournament, the very thought that the once all-conquering Dutch ladies might fail to qualify would have been just unthinkable. But the Dutch were under terrific strain, and they would need all of their travelling support to relieve some tension. Up against the Germans, nothing less than a win will do. But it didn't look good for the Dutch, with Germany taking the game to their illustrious opponents. Attention on the bench, their coach there, Tommy Van Teck, mirroring that out on the field of play. So Germany with the first corner of the game. Henschel is there, and it's gone in. Somehow the ball has eluded the Dutch keeper Toxopeus, and Germany ahead. And the problems are mounting for the Netherlands. That goal coming for Germany after just 7 minutes, and we'll see from behind the goal just what a soft shot it was in the end from Henschel. And Toxopeus getting herself rather tucked up, allowing that one to pass underneath her. When the going gets tough, you know, it's the tough that get going. And it was pretty tough down on that Dutch bench, I can tell you. Atlanta dreams starting to slip away perhaps for the Dutch. They trail Germany by 1-0 as we approach half-time. But here's a chance, De Ruyter. Oh, wonderful goal from De Ruyter. Right on half-time. The captain has brought her team right back into this contest. The tension lifted from the Dutch team, and here's the bell once again tolling for Atlanta. De Ruyter certainly hopes so. Let's see it again. A chapter of disastrous relief for the German defence as the ball bobbled around. De Ruyter didn't take her eye off the ball, however, and somehow forced a way through and chipped the ball over the keeper. So at the start of the second half, it's all tied up at 1 goal each, but just to remind you, Holland have to take the game to the Germans. This is a game they simply have to win. Oh, this is lovely from the Dutch. They really have raised the pace of this game at the start of the second period. Perfect time to score a goal, of course, just before the half-time break. What a difference that will have made to Van Tek's team talk, I'm sure. Good defence from the Germans. The keeper's busy. Penalty corner given. The ball was lifted off the keeper's pads. Good skills there by Margie Toven. And that Dutch penalty corner conversion rate not looking too healthy at the moment. What a great time it would be to make an adjustment to it. Fine save. It's not clear yet though, it's gone in. Dillian van den Boogaard through a forest of German defenders has put Holland where they need to be in the lead. It's still only 2-1, but my goodness, what an important goal that could prove to be. Great goalkeeping initially. The defender did everything she could. Suggestion perhaps of an obstruction by Steenbergen, but the goal stands, and confirmation of that scoreline: the Netherlands 2, Germany 1. And even the Mexican wave seems to have lost a little bit of glamour in all of this tension. Penalty corner again as Holland sweep forward. How many times have I told you, said the German coach. And this game is slipping away from the Germans. Now De Ruyter. Oh! Crackerjack. De Ruyter, the smile getting wider and wider by every passing second. Yep, I can ring that bell, she says. 3-1 for the Netherlands, and surely now they're safe. Let's see it again. De Ruyter closing in for the shot, burying it far past the goalkeeper. But the Germans were in no mood to give the Dutch an easy passage to the Olympic Games in Atlanta, and that fine cross from Latch leading to a German penalty corner with just 5 minutes to go. And I wonder what was going through the minds of those Dutch girls as they seek to defend this late penalty corner. Whatever it was, the ball went through them, and that pulled it back to 3-2 in favour of the Dutch team. And for Tommy Van Teck, a few more grey hairs. As the seconds tick away, you could cut the atmosphere with a knife. This was the goal that added to all those pressures. Henschel this time making no mistake. That was more like the old Henschel. So we're in the last minutes. The Dutch and the crowd already counting us down. The hooter goes. Van Tek's on the pitch. The bench are on the pitch. De Ruyter hardly has enough energy to raise her arms in celebration. The top 5 caption there for you will be going to the Olympic Games, but spare a thought for the